Hello, we're gonna work on Wildlife Theory worksheet, lesson 20 today. So first of all, we're gonna tell if the blue line is the line of symmetry and write yes or no. So line of symmetry is the line that divides the shape in half equally. So it should look even, such as like, let's say we have like square. So let's draw it. So we have like square. Perhaps we have square like this. Wait, sorry. Oh, I meant like rectangle in this case. And then the line of symmetry should be like here, in the middle of the shape. So it looks uneven a little bit right now, but let's say this is like in the middle of the shape. So it should divide the shape in half exactly, and the shape should look exactly the same as each other when you divide it. So it's like this. So number one, this is a line of symmetry. They say, but when you look at it, it's not divided evenly, so it's like a separate shape like this right now. So in this case, it's no. And for this one, number two, for this to be symmetrical, right now it's divided as like triangle like this, and then it should be like trapezoid right now. So it's not even either, so no. And number three, it's pair, and when you look at it, it looks even right now because it's like this right now. So we'll say yes for this one because it's even here. And then next section, tell if the figure appears to be similar. Write yes or no. So for this one, this is the ellipsis. So this is right now is this one. And this one, if you flip it to the right, then it should look like this one. So it's similar. Similar means that it needs to appear similar to each other, so it should look similar, but it doesn't need to be exact size or something like that. As long as its shape is same, but like the size is different, then it's similar. So yes, for this one. And for number two, this is trapezoid for both of them. And if you flip this one, it should look like this one too. So we'll say this one's yes too. Trapezoids. And number three is trapezoid and the parallelogram. A rhombus, I mean, maybe. But like, this one's like this right now. This trapezoid that we have. And it's like this for the second one. So it's no. And next one, tell what kind of motion was used to move each plane figure, or a slide flip or turn. So number one, for this one, we'll say it's flip because it literally flipped to the other side, to the down. It's facing down right now for this one, while this one's facing up. So this is flip, and this is also flip mark, anyways. And for number two, it's a shape and it just moved to the right, so this should be just slide. The direction didn't change, it's just like the shape moved to the right side, and that's slide. And number three is triangle. So there's triangle over here, and then there's triangle on the right side, which means they're symmetrical right now. And this should be flipped because the face of the way it's facing for the triangle on the left side, it's left, but the right side one is right, so it's flipped to the right so that it can face right. So this is flip. And number four, this one, let's see. This one, it should be, if it's flipped, then it should like just look like just this, the same thing. Or maybe if it had like an arrow on the right side, then it should be like slide. But in this case, it moved from here to here, so this should be turn. And lastly, word problems. Number one, Patty says that all squares are similar. Do you agree or disagree? Draw a picture to explain. So for this one, we'll say agree, because square, in order to be the rectangle to be, the quadrilateral to be square, it needs to have this shape. So it should be all 90 degrees, and it should look equal to both of the sides here. So all of them should have equal length. So we'll say yes. So no matter what, if it's like this big or not, they all have like same characteristics for squares, so it should be similar. And number 2, look at the letters in the word mat. Which letters have one line of symmetry? Do any of the letters have more than one line of symmetry? Explain. So let's start with M. If you do the symmetry, it should be like here. And that's the only way you can have symmetry, so yeah, that should have only one line of symmetry. And for A, if you can also divide it in half here, so it's also one line. And T, you can only divide it in half too for this one. So just one line, and one line. And lastly, for H, you can divide it on the vertical way too here, but for H, since you can do it on the horizontal way too, like this, there's 2 ways to do this. So M, A, T, one line of symmetry, and H, 2 lines of symmetry. And number 3, Jody says a circle has too many lines of symmetry to count. Do you agree or disagree? I agree, because circle, it's round, right? Let me draw it here. Sorry, it's slow. It's like this circle. And circle, since there's like no like straight line, there's so many ways you can divide it, like this way, this way, this way. You can divide it in half like almost every way. And there's no limit for this, because circle doesn't have any sides. So we will agree with this. It's because of circle's characteristic, like let's say like triangle or like rectangle, they have like the straight lines when there's like 4 sides, and then this one has 3 sides. But circle doesn't have the number of sides, so you can't count it, and therefore you can't really say there's specific lines of symmetry on this one. So we will agree with this. And that's it. Thank you.